Thank you to everybody that is tuning in right now to this episode of the Fox Experience. I am going to talk today about the call for unity, civility, and healing in the nation just a few days after the 2020 presidential election, where we have 0 votes certified, no official winner, plenty of outstanding litigation, but people parading in the streets. And I'm going to take this episode just to give my 2 cents, maybe $1 worth of feelings on the left's call for unity, civility, and a time for healing. Don't forget to subscribe, rate, and review the show on any of your podcast platforms, and let's get right down to it. Call for unity from the party that has torn our country apart. A call for unity and civility after they've described us as racist, sexist, bigoted, science deniers, enablers of a dictator, murderers for not wearing masks. They impeached the president for no reason. Nancy Pelosi tore up the State of the Union on live television after Trump addressed the nation. They called us racist if we didn't agree with circumstances in a shooting and if we said we had to wait for more details. They called us xenophobes or bigots if we said a man is a man and a woman is a woman. And a man actually ran for president that many think is going to be the next president, Joe Biden. He actually told black people that if they didn't vote for him, that they weren't black. So I'm confused. The party of unity and civility, they are the ones that have been tearing the country apart at the seams. It wasn't Donald Trump then. It's not Donald Trump now. They are the ones that have torn this country to shreds with all of their nonsense and their PC culture and their cancel culture and their wokeness and the Black Lives Matter and every single police officer is racist. They want to do all of that. They say white people are the reason for all of the evils in American history. White people are the reason for any type of failure. Capitalism is bad. We need to destroy capitalism. We need to redistribute wealth, which is a Marxist socialist idea. So spare me with your call for unity when you guys have done nothing but demonize us as deranged, racist, xenophobic, white nationalists for saying that America should come first, that we are bigoted because we don't think that illegal immigrants that come to the country should be given free health care with our taxpayer dollars. We are the bad people. We're the ones that they want to unite with. Well, excuse me, ladies and gentlemen, on your we need to unite and heal the nation. You can kick rocks. This isn't sour grapes. This isn't saying, oh my God, you got your way, we didn't get ours. No, it is calling you out on all of your nonsense and your bull from the last few years. It is unbelievable that you people are the ones that brought on cancel culture. You people are the ones that had a problem with every single word or every single pronoun that was used. It was you that pushed Black Lives Matter on us. It was you that said Antifa was an idea when they were burning down cities. It was you. So don't tell me that it's time to come together and heal as a nation. Really? Kamala Harris, which is Joe Biden's vice president, on the ticket right now, who could very well be the next vice president and the next president of the United States, called her running mate a sexual abuser, said she believed his alleged victims. Now all of a sudden she's on the ticket with him? That doesn't sound very uniting, you know what I mean? I mean, you called your running mate someone that sexually assaulted someone. You said you believe his accusers. Now you're on the ticket with him? How'd you guys unite that? When people asked you about that, you just avoided the question. Did your crazy hyena laugh, Kamala? Party of unity and party of civility. You need to seriously look in the mirror and think about what you did before you lecture us on how we need to heal the nation. It's time for us to come together when all you did was distance yourselves, disown us, get away from us, tell us we were racist, tell us everything we did was wrong. You're woke. I'm not woke enough. I'm a straight white Christian male, so I'm the problem with everything. Get the F out of here. This episode is sponsored by Blazed Resin, a handmade resin art company that was started by a friend of mine, Diamond Chanel. She started customizing resin art as a hobby, and she's turned it into a business with amazing, very high-quality products. Check them out at blazedresin.com or on Instagram at blazedresin. That's B-L-A-Z-E-D resin, R-E-S-I-N. If you want some unique resin art that'll look great no matter where in your house you have it, look no further than Blazed Resin. They customize in stash boxes, ashtrays, trays, custom wine racks, and coasters that'll match whatever you'd like to pair them with. And right now, place an order on blazedresin.com and use the promo code BLAZED10 for $10 off. That's BLAZED10, and see what type of art your imagination can come up with. Blazed Resin, a handmade resin art company. While this party is over here calling for unity and calling for civility, they must have forgotten that the world is more than 2 days old. You know, for 4 years, they tried to convince us that Donald Trump was a Russian puppet that's been working for Vladimir Putin for decades, and that he's basically taking over the United States as a dictator, and he's a danger to our national security, that he's awful, that he's a science denier, that he's a racist, all of this crap that you've been doing for 4 years. And now all of a sudden you think you got a victory and you're out there saying, oh, it's time to heal. Really? It's time to heal? Where was all the healing when people were burning down cities over a police shooting where there was disputed evidence? We take a look at the Jacob Blake situation. There was disputed evidence. We had video proof that this man had a knife, that he had previously sexually assaulted this woman, that supposedly the cops were there because he was there and the woman feared for her life. When we pointed all that out, we were racist. When you look at the George Floyd situation, 99.999999% of people in the United States all agreed that what happened to George Floyd on that video was awful. But when we sit here and say, look at all these other factors that contributed into the situation, now we're racist. So we literally are racist if just a black man gets shot by a cop, period. Then we're racist if we don't go out there and march and burn cities down and agree with every single narrative and every single bullet point that the media and the news and the people and the activists, all of the things that they've come up with. If you don't agree with that, then you're a racist. Then you're part of the problem. So who exactly needs a lecture on unity and coming together? You said that we were supporting a dictator. You said that we were supporting someone that was in the pocket of Russian dictator Vladimir Putin for years with no evidence, with anonymous sources, with all this crap. You convinced half the country for years that Donald Trump was a puppet of another government and that he was taking over the United States. And that anybody that supported him was just as bad as him, and that you condoned every single solitary little thing that he did. Civility? We need to unite? Really? Where were we uniting when Kathy Griffin was holding a severed Donald Trump head for a photo shoot? Where was the unity then? Did anybody tell Kathy Griffin that holding a severed head of the President of the United States, possibly not a good idea, possibly going to send the wrong message that we should, be together? Where was the unity and the togetherness when the media was saying that the governor of Georgia, Brian Kemp, him reopening during COVID, when he was giving his residents of his state more freedom than a ton of other states around the nation, the media said that this was a trial run in human sacrifice. Human sacrifice. Just because he was easing up restrictions and letting people get back to their lives amid the coronavirus hysteria over the last 7-8 months. So, unity? We got a severed Donald Trump head in an actress's hand. We got the media convincing you that Donald Trump is a Russian agent. You got the media telling us that Brian Kemp, a Republican governor of Georgia, is doing a test run or a trial run in human sacrifice. Right. But we are the ones that need to come together. Right. We are the ones that need to come together and unite and heal. I got a simple suggestion here. Spare me your call for unity, okay? I'm going to say it plenty of times. You called us racist. You called us sexist. You called us bigots. You called us science deniers. You called us enablers of a dictator, enablers of a murderer, murderers for not wanting to wear masks anymore. You said Trump supporters should be eliminated from society. Eliminated from society, Trump supporters and Republicans. Jennifer Rubin, the quote-unquote ha-ha-ha conservative voice over at the Washington Post. She said, we need to burn the Republican Party down. There can be no survivors. Sounds very unifying. I definitely feel like the nation is healing when a pundit out there is saying we need to burn down one of the major parties in the United States and that there could be no survivors of it because all of the survivors enabled a dictator and a murderer and all that BS. Right. I feel like it's definitely time to heal with these people. I definitely feel it's time to heal with people that called us deplorable. Hillary Clinton, deplorable. Joe Biden, who's running against Donald Trump right now, he called Trump supporters chumps. He told black people that if they didn't vote for him, that they weren't black. I mean, sounds like a very unifying message, you know? A unifying message that just came out from the former First Lady of the United States, Michelle Obama. She suggested that 70 million Americans who didn't vote for Biden supported lies, hate, chaos, and division in order to vote for the status quo. Right. Very unifying there. Definitely feel like I can come together with this person who says I'm one of 70 million people who supported lies, hate, chaos, and division just because we wanted to vote for the status quo. I'm a little confused at how this works when after the election all we get told is, hey, all that stuff that we did over the last couple of years, it was no big deal. Don't worry about all that. It's time to heal. Right. Yeah. I'm gonna ride with you guys who literally for the last 4 years have done nothing but trying to bring this president down no matter what he did, no matter where the stock market was, no matter what the unemployment rate was, no matter how many Middle Eastern peace deals, no matter how many terrorists we killed in the Middle East, no matter how many wars we did not start. Yeah, the status quo. The status quo where I became a first-time investor in the stock market because I had more money because of Trump's tax cuts. Right. I'm the bad guy. Right. The status quo of being able to actually afford my bills, not having to pay a mandate for not having Obamacare, all those things. Criminal justice reform, I agreed with that, but that, that was hate, division, chaos, the status quo. The status quo where our prison system is at the lowest population in decades. Right. That was Donald Trump, guys. Criminal justice reform that Joe Biden wrote. He wrote the 94 crime bill. That's his bill. Time to unify. Time to unite. Yeah, go tell someone else that actually believes half of your garbage. Need to give a quick shout out to the sponsor for this episode, Blazed Resin, a handmade resin art company. They customize in stash boxes, ashtrays, trays, custom wine racks, and coasters that'll match whatever you'd like to pair them with. Every product is handmade and prices are extremely reasonable. Place an order right now. You have free shipping on orders over $60. And if you use the promo code BLAZED10, that's BLAZED10, you get $10 off. Check them out on Instagram at Blazed Resin or blazedresin.com. That's BLAZEDRESIN.com. Blazed Resin, a handmade resin art company. And now, let's get back to the show. So now that the left thinks that they've gotten their way, now they want to be friends. First, we should have been ostracized from society. Trump supporters were deplorable. Trump supporters were everything that is wrong. Trump supporters are racist. Trump supporters are transphobes, xenophobes, bigots, science. Everything that you can think of, they have called us. Every single negative thing that has happened has been attributed to the white man, has been attributed to Donald Trump. Never mind all of the good that he did during his first term. Never mind any of that. Don't bring any of that up. None of that ever happened. Don't worry about it. All of his entire track record, give it to Obama, give it to Biden. This Donald Trump never happened. And we're supposed to, after 3-4 years of just being railroaded for our beliefs, and people just silenced, people just scared to even speak up at work because they may lose their job. Right. The party and the people that have done all of that, the people of the woke, PC, left mob, those people have now decided, now that Donald Trump could possibly be removed from office because of the 2020 election results. Now that that has happened, we quickly went from Trump supporters should be removed from society to why can't we be friends? Why can't we be friends? Let me tell you why we can't be friends. This is why. We didn't choose this. You guys did. I did not disown one friend, not one friend, one family member, not anybody I know because of their political beliefs. I disagreed with them. I made my points on my side. I heard them out. And I understood their point of view. I understood why they were on the side they were if we had political differences, because I used to be on the left and I understand the viewpoint of everything that the media tells them about Donald Trump. So the reason we can't be friends, guys, is because you told us we couldn't. You called us racist. You said that we were the problems. You said that we were enabling Donald Trump. You guys did all of that. You bullied Trump supporters on the streets. You screamed at people in the streets if they supported Donald Trump. You screamed at them. You did all of that. You got in their faces. Maxine Waters, get in their face. AOC, Ayanna Pressley, Ilhan Omar, Rashida Tlaib, the squad. There needs to be an uprising in the streets. Right. All of that sounds like very uniting and very, definitely something that I want to be on board with. Definitely something I want to be on board with when people who aren't getting their way and who don't like the way that things are going for them. I love it when those people call for riots in the streets. And then guess what? They got riots in the streets. They got riots all over the country over God knows what. We had riots about police shootings. We had riots over systemic racism. We had marches for this, marches for that. We did all of this stuff, all while coronavirus and the COVID pandemic was all ongoing. So we had riots in the streets. We had cities getting burned down. We had all of this stuff. We had parades. We had marches. We had protests. We had riots. We had statues being torn down all over the country because they were symbols of white supremacy. Statues of Abe Lincoln, the man that wrote the Emancipation Proclamation, which freed the slaves. That man, to the left, to the radical left, to them, he is a symbol of white supremacy. George Washington, the first president of the United States, the general that led us to victory in an improbable Revolutionary War battle with Britain. George Washington. Yeah. He is a symbol for white supremacy to these people. Then they wonder why we laugh at them when they call for healing and coming together and civility. Where was all of this for the last couple of months where people were walking around the streets trying to find white people to make them pledge their allegiance to Black Lives Matter, TM? Where was the civility then? Where was that? What about the civility in Portland? What about the civility in Washington? What about Chaz Chop? What about all that? What about all the police officers that have been hurt in the line of duty where the police are, a product of systematic racism and every single cop you see is bad? Every single time Donald Trump had a rally, it was labeled a super spreader event by the media, a super spreader event. There was one rally that a news outlet actually said contributed to 30,000 coronavirus cases from one rally. How they figured all that out with all of the people, where they're from, where they went, who they came in contact, no idea how they got any of that data. But trust me, the coronavirus just knows that Trump rallies are bad. So those are super spreader events. But if there are thousands of people in the streets and rioting and protesting and tearing down statues, burning things down, harassing citizens, harassing people on the streets, harassing cops, if you're doing all of that, then that's okay. And those are not super spreader events. The coronavirus does not attend riots. It does not attend protests. It does not attend anything for a leftist cause. Black Lives Matter rally, parade, protest? Nope. Coronavirus not making an appearance. Trump rally? Coronavirus is all over the place, and all of these people there are grandma killers. All of those people there are murderers for not wearing masks. All those people are so irresponsible. But if you're burning something down, you're A-OK in our book. Why do you think we can't come together? Why do you think we can't heal? Why do you think that we laugh at the simple thought of you guys just coming around and now we're going to be friends? You kidding me? You guys got your way, and now all of a sudden it's, oh, hey, all that stuff that went on for the last 4 years, don't worry. We're all good. We're friends now. Let's be civil. Let's find common ground. Let's come together as one and unite and heal as a nation. Give me a break. Spare us the time about your call for unity. Spare us your time on your call for, healing and all this stuff, Mr. Joe Biden. How about Pete Buttigieg and AOC? Pete Buttigieg's, team. Pete Buttigieg, the former mayor of South Bend, Indiana, who somehow thought he was going to be president of the United States. His team, people from his team, Pete Buttigieg and AOC, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, the Honorable AOC. Don't call her AOC, though, even though her Twitter handle is AOC. AOC has started with, other people, something called the Trump Accountability List. The Trump Accountability List says that they're going to hold responsible anybody that had a hand in supporting Donald Trump. One of her tweets said on November 6th, "Is anyone archiving these Trump sycophants for when they try to downplay or deny their complicity in the future? I foresee decent probability of many deleted tweets, writings, photos in the future." Oh, okay, so that's just a sitting congresswoman just letting us know that, we should be taking down names and making lists of people that disagree with them. Right, but Trump is the authoritarian. Trump is the dictator. Trump's the one that's threatening our democracy. Right, the mainstream media for literally the last 4 years has been lying about 95% of the things that have gone on in the country. Anything Donald Trump has done that was good, you've discounted. The stock market, the unemployment, you attribute it to Obama. You impeached him for something he allegedly did on a phone call with the Ukrainian president. You did all of that. You impeached him in the House when there was no shot of him being impeached in the Senate. You did all of that just for show. Just to say, well, Donald Trump is an impeached president. Well, you did that for no reason. There was no actual chance that he was going to be removed from office. You spent our taxpayer dollars. You held up all of the things that were going on in the government at the time and in Congress just to impeach the president for a phone call with the Ukrainian president that was perfectly fine. Not one thing was found wrong with the phone call. So you go ahead and impeach the president, you burn down cities, you call everyone that you disagree with a racist, you say that everybody that doesn't do the same thing that you do, such as wear a mask, you're a murderer. The coronavirus only attacks right-leaning parties, rallies, celebrations. The coronavirus is woke enough to avoid BLM riots, BLM protests, Antifa riots, Antifa protests, parades in the streets. Over the last few days, over Washington, D.C., New York City, all over the place, thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of people in the streets celebrating amid a pandemic. Right. Why can't we be friends? You guys have made it literally impossible. There have been people that I thought I was extremely close with that don't talk to me anymore. Once I had my red pill moment and started realizing things and started pointing things out just to try to be fair, because I hate hypocrisy. I hate hypocrisy so much. So when I had my red pill moment, started waking up and seeing what was going on and seeing what the media was skewing and seeing what they were lying about, when I did that, I had friends stop talking to me. People that I was in regular contact with, nope, nothing from them. I make a post on Facebook that isn't even a pro-Trump or a pro-Republican. It's literally just a statement about a riot or a police shooting or, something that happened, George Floyd, Jacob Blake, political correctness. If you mention anything about, any of the police shootings and you say, let's wait for some evidence, let's look at all these other contributing factors to why people are skeptical or whatever it may be. If you did any of that, if you say any of that, it's check your privilege. That's white privilege. You don't know what it's like to walk a mile in a black man's shoes. Well, no, I don't, and I do not pretend to. But you telling me that I got privilege and you're a white person? Get out of here. I'm not jumping on that train with you. Okay? If I have white people around telling me how woke they are, how great they are, how bad I am because I support someone that they don't support, give me a break. Don't tell me that you want to be civil with us. Don't say that you want the nation to heal as one. Because this time last week, it was burn the entire Republican Party down. Trump's a dictator. Trump's a fascist. We need to remove that racist bigot out of the Oval Office. Right? Healing, coming together, and civility, just like the Obama team did to the Trump campaign when they were transitioning into the White House. What were they doing? They were spying on Donald Trump's campaign. Right? That seemed very civil when they were doing that. Right, Hillary Clinton and the Democratic Party, they came up with the Russian hoax, the Russian collusion story. They did. It was proven that they cooked it up. President Obama and Joe Biden also knew about this plan to delegitimize Donald Trump as president by saying he was a stooge of Russia. Sounded very civil when you guys were doing that. When you were calling Donald Trump a racist and a xenophobe and a bigot and all of these things and saying how horrible he is and that he's a threat to our national security and our democracy is dead if this guy's our president. Right, you did all of that and then you get your way after berating us, after canceling us, after getting people fired from jobs, after doing all of that, now you want to be friends? Now you want to heal? Now you want to come together as one? Well, what were we doing over the last few years when you were berating us for how horrible we were? We were saying, let's take a step back and let's look at everything as a whole. Give the guy a chance. They always give the guy a chance. They never gave Donald Trump a chance from day one. The media was out to destroy him from day one. They lied about Covington. They lied about Kavanaugh. Christine Blasey Ford's allegation from early 1980s, uncorroborated. She was trotted up there in front of the entire nation as a brave woman who came out to confront her abuser from 35 years ago with no corroboration, no evidence, and nobody that can back up her claims. You lied in the media. You lied to your supporters. You lied about Russia. You called everybody that you disagreed with a racist. You impeached the president just so you can say you impeached the president. You rejected help for the American people in the form of stimulus checks, a second round of them. You denied that because it was going to give Donald Trump a win before the election, and God forbid you did that. Bet those stimulus checks come soon. I would bet you that those stimulus checks come soon. Now that the Democrats got their way and now Donald Trump can't get a W, in that column before the election, now that there's nothing riding on it, now Nancy Pelosi will tell us that she cares about us. Now she'll say we need to get financial aid for the coronavirus. All these hundreds of thousands and millions of people around the nation that have been out of work for 6, 7, 8 months just wondering if the government is going to be able to help them out with a second round of stimulus. Now that the election is over, Nancy Pelosi will kick it into high gear. She'll let you know that she really cares about you. She'll tell you that it's time to heal, and the first step in that healing are these COVID relief checks. Give me a break, Nancy. Give me a break, Democratic Party. Give me a break, the entire left. You guys are frauds. You guys are phonies. You guys are liars. You guys are hypocrites. And you guys saying that it's time for us to heal and unite and be civil with each other, that must be a joke, because I'm over here laughing like Kamala Harris at a difficult question at the thought that you guys want anything to do with us, no matter who the president is. I appreciate everybody that has tuned into the show. I really hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to subscribe, rate, and review the show on any of your favorite podcast platforms. We're available on Apple, iHeart, Google, Spotify, and anywhere else that you listen to your podcasts. You can find us on Twitter at @TheFoxPerience or @_JPFox. Check me out on Facebook, facebook.com/JPFoxMedia, and let everybody know about the Fox Experience. Again, thanks so much for tuning in. Subscribe, rate, review, and we'll catch you back here next time.